I'm here to do my first manga recommendation video ever on this channel, and the manga I'm recommending to you today is Fortress of the Apocalypse, or Apocalypse no Tsurai. Now, this story takes place and has four main characters. The main character though is called Maeda. His story is that in the very first chapter, he was accused of a crime that he did not commit and sent to a juvenile reformatory with some of the most worst kids and the worst killers and psychopaths delinquents that in Japan. Now, at the same time, a zombie apocalypse breaks out, and inside this prison is the safest place possible. And for each chapter, at the end of it, there is like a counter that tells you how many prison inmates, the actual prison guards there are, and it starts at 144, somewhere around that number, and gradually declines. Now, besides Maeda, inside cell 4 are the other three main characters, whose names are Iwakura, Yamanoi, and Yoshioka. Now, each one of them have their own strengths and weaknesses. Iwakura, for example, he is like the strong, main, almost leader-like character who protects everyone else and has saved their lives so many different times. Now, and Maeda, he is the kind of Shinji Ikari, except that he has more backbone in a way. He has his wimpy moments, but when he needs to be doing something, he will do it, and he's actually pretty funny sometimes in the way he does it. In one chapter, he actually, they make it to a depot store outside the prison, and he dresses up in this full gear, he has a hockey hat and a golfing club, and all this fancy sports equipment on, and it's just hilarious at that one moment. The other main characters are Yamanoi, who's your smart, geeky glasses guy who thinks through every situation and is able to calmly act no matter what's happening. And finally, Yoshioka. He is the crazy psychopath of the group who is known to have these knives stored away everywhere up his back. He's able to just calm down, like some sort of assassin or something. I really don't understand how he's able to sneak so many weapons in or make so many weapons without anyone noticing, but it really comes in handy when he needs them. Now, this story, I'm not going to spoil anything more than the first three chapters, but basically, this is a more mature version of High School Dead. There's absolutely no kind of fan service whatsoever in this series. But being said though, this is a lot more scarier and at sometimes disturbing in comparison to High School Dead, because the imagery used is quite vivid and violent. But if you can stomach it, it's a very good series. This series, however, is only 15 chapters long as of this recording, and it is no sign that a new chapter is going to come out for any time soon, but it makes for a really good short read if you have much time to spare. The zombies in this manga are not like your standard zombies. They, at some points, can become incredibly powerful, can actually do hand-to-hand maneuvers and run, and do all sorts of superhuman-esque things. So it makes the challenge and the sense of tension much greater, because it's not like they could outrun these guys or just escape so easily in most zombie-themed animes, mangas, video games, any kind of culture really. Now, I love this series. It's extremely good, and I don't think that it should be missed up if you have any kind of interest in the zombie themes. The main story so far as of right now for the first 5 or 6 chapters, I will say, is that they do manage, just like High School of the Dead, they managed to make it out by chapter 3 or 4 in a car and make it into the city and try and check on Maeda's family, because he managed to make a phone call out to his family, and then he was able to talk to his mother, but it got cut short, so he had to check on her. When they get back into the prison, however, it's been taken over by one of the inmates, whose name I want to say, and he is become the new pseudo leader for the entire group, and he managed to clear out all the zombies in the prison. Because the 4 of them managed to make it out of the prison and left the rest of them, they are forced to do something for him that puts them in extreme danger in order to prove their loyalty again to the group and in order to keep their stay there. That is pretty much where the main story is right now, after they have accomplished this goal. And along the way, they do meet a few new people who help them, and new circumstances come up that test their friendship to not friendship, but more their loyalty to each other in a time where everything is breaking apart and the society is just breaking down completely. I cannot give this a high rating. I recommend this fully to anyone who could stomach it.